So in this video, I'm going to be talking about 10 test tools that you can actually use to avoid relationship regret if you're single and you're searching. If you're a single mom or you're a single lady and you've been heartbroken before and you are considering having a new relationship, then I'm offering you this tool for free. So get ready with me with number one test tool. Test yourself and the other person for selfishness. Most of the time, one of the problems that we have today in this generation is people loving themselves. And this is not only about this generation, it's about what God is saying concerning the end time. He said in the end time, people will become lovers of their own self. So it's not only men that becomes lover of their own selves, women also are becoming lovers of their own self. So ask yourself, did I pass this test? Am I a selfless person or am I a selfish person? Marriage is a selfless institution. And if they don't prioritize you, if they lack discretion, you will have problems in the relationship. The same as you. If you don't prioritize others and everything is about me. Joyce Myers will say, what about me? What about me? What about me? So always think about the other person. Am I able to be selfless as I go into this relationship? Is this other person able to be selfless? You can test it with little things. Ask about a need and see if they will be able to provide it. Also ask them directly, how selfless are you? Do some puzzles, do some riddles together and see how selfless they are. Number two test that I would say is the test of your self-esteem. This is very important. We found out in a research studies that when it comes to self-esteem, it actually fluctuates according to what the other person is saying. So what is the other person saying that is affecting you right now? What is the world saying that is affecting you right now? What is the social media saying that is affecting you right now? The idealized body image that they are presenting to us on the media. What is he saying? How is he affecting you? What about your past? How is your past affecting you? Do you really feel that, well, because I have 10,000 abortion and so anybody that wants to pick me have to just accept the person like that? And I'm not minimizing the pain and the shame in those situations. But I am telling you that most things that happens to you happens for your good. If you heal, if you take care of yourself, you become a better you through your challenges, through your trials, through your troubles. Whatever you've been through is going to work together for you if you are a child of God. Don't look down on yourself. See, let me tell you a secret. When people realize that you have low self-esteem in that relationship, they are going to treat you less than human. Unfortunately, they are not willing to leave you, or when they use you, they will dump you because they realize you are operating from the space of low self-esteem, and that energy is not the best for you. So you have to do that test for yourself. Do I always feel sorry for myself? Do I always emphasize my past? Do I always tell somebody new that I met about my past so that they can pity me? Or I am telling them so that they can learn a lesson, so that my story could be a blessing to them? Test yourself for self-esteem. One of the best tests of self-esteem is to stand before the mirror and ask yourself, what did you see? When you look at the mirror, do you tell yourself, look at me, created in the image of the Most High God, adorable, royal priesthood, holy nation, I am so peculiar. I am adorned with glory. I am strong. I am powerful. I am beautiful. My life command favor. People love me without knowing why. People favor me without knowing why. What do you see when you look at the mirror? Did you pass the test of self-esteem? That person that you feel should pick you as a result of your past, and you accept just anything from them in the past till they leave or till you leave them. What really happened? Think about it. Journal the good, the bad, and the lesson. Pass the test of self esteem. And that will make you go into another relationship without regrets at all. Number three, test for vision. Do you have a vision of where you are going in life? Does the other person have a vision of where they are going in life? Because when you don't, what happens at the end of the day is there's going to be a time when two of you will wake up or one of you will wake up and will decide to pursue your vision, and you'll be going in different direction in life. And once that happens, there will be trouble in that relationship. So ensure that your vision for your life, for your relationship, for the kind of future you want, and for the kind of person you want to build that future with, make sure they align. Let's look at the next test, the test for self-differentiation. I learned this when I was studying human sciences with concentration in marriage and family therapy some years ago. And, it's a Bowen theory and is one of my best theory today. Even if I have to happens to be seeing a client, I love Bowen's theory. What does this theory say? Majorly, the one I pick from it is to be able to differentiate yourself, detach yourself from the emotion of other people. So test yourself. When people are hungry, do I get hungry too? When people are anxious, do I get anxious too? When people are uncomfortable around me, do I get uncomfortable too? Is the same thing happen to the other person too? People have bad time. People have good time. I have some time, moments, and the other person have some moments. But are you able to have your moment without disturbing the other person? Or is the other person able to maintain their moment without using it to affect me? Will I be able to say, when you're ready to talk, I'll be here? Or I just want everybody around me to feel the heat of whatever I am going through. If that is you, you do not pass the test of self differentiation. How do you put on self differentiation? Is by understanding who you are and who the other person is, and be able to put a boundary between moments that you probably have. And when you have those moments, ensure that the other person doesn't affect you and you don't affect the other person. If you want some time, tell them, I want some time. When I'm feeling this way, this is what I want that moment. I just want to be left alone. But we will not go through that day having moments, because that's not a good life. Test of self differentiation. If they don't pass that, you have to allow them the time to learn that. If you don't pass that, allow yourself the time to learn that before you go into a new relationship, because it helps your life to be easier in that relationship. The next test that I will be talking about is the test for empathy. Empathy is simply putting yourself in the shoes of another person, asking yourself, if I'm the one in this situation, what will I do? If I'm the one in this situation, how do I want people to talk to me? What do I expect people to do when I'm in this situation? And I want you to do this test because it's very essential that you understand yourself first before you invite another person into your space, into your life. And these are some of the things that needs to be discussed. Actually, one of the ways to know a narcissistic person is actually empathy. They just lack empathy. They just don't care about any other person except themselves. And that is why I'm taking you through this test to see if you pass the test or if the other person passed the test before you go into a new relationship. Let's look at the next test. Is test for your breaking point. Everybody has a breaking point in relationship or in their personal life. What is your home breaking point? What will serve as the last straw for you? Now, let me tell you something. Unfortunately, what will be your breaking point usually will happen. And you have to ask yourself, if it happens, will I leave? Will I stay? Is a resolution that you need to have as a single person before you go into that relationship. Say, for example, if what happens to be your last straw happen and you decide to leave, are you making a preparation for your leaving? And do you think that is actually in life to expect something to happen and then prepare to leave? I don't know how stressful that kind of life will be. And that is why Pastor Bimbo, late Pastor Bimbo of blessed memory, Odukoya, she said, ask yourself, what is that thing that will happen that will make me leave this person? And make up your mind that even when it happens, you are not going to leave. And that is how to have a peaceful life. So ask yourself the same question and have the resolution within yourself before you go into that next relationship and discuss with the other person as well. The next one is test for respect. Does this person respect you in a certain settings, or do they disrespect you in a certain settings? When this person respects you privately and disrespects you openly, or they disrespect you privately, something is wrong. When you see someone, there must be a consistency in their character if that relationship will last. The way they treat A should be the way they treat B. They might have favorites, which you should be the favorite, and they should be your favorite person as well. But the way you respect people is the way you should respect anyone, either a child, either an adult. This is very important to know before you go into that next relationship. Let's look at the next test, and that is the test for spirituality and not church activity. These days, club boys are going to the church to pick girls. There's this story of this young lady who married maybe one guy like that just keep hailing people for a living or something. I'm not really interested in that story so much. It's, I just saw it in passing. And this lady married to this man as a virgin. And much more, she was an evangelist because they met while she was on a street evangelism. So is this about you having a relationship with God or having activities, church activities? Is that what your life is about right now? Are you using church activities to cover for the lapses or the gaps that you have in your life right now? Or you really have the spiritual conviction and you have a good relationship with God? Test for that. Because when people are full of activity, is very dangerous. They won't have time to have a personal relationship with God. You go to church 7 times in a week. What time do you use to spend with family? What time are you going to have to spend with God? Life is not about activity as a believer. It's more about relationship and fellowship with God. Not even when you're praying, you can be anywhere. You just create an atmosphere and a culture of spirituality and carrying of God's presence wherever you are. Test for spirituality. And the next test is forgiving spirit. Forgiving test is very important. I read a book long ago, and that woman of God said something. She said, marriage is two forgivers living together. Marriage is two forgivers living together. I think the book was written by Martin Luther has a wife and so others. I think the book was written by Martin Luther's wife. Is no more in circulation at the time, but I think I got the book through my brother. When people are not quick to forgive, when people cannot forgive, it's so hard. And don't misquote me. There are some people you will forgive them and deny them access to your life anymore. Because when people do something for you, just believe them. That's all they are. You can give people the grace to change, not by what they say, but by their actions. That is how to judge and from discernment. This is very, very important for us to utilize as a believer. Forgiveness is a tool to always use as a believer. If you can't forgive, and if that other person cannot forgive, there's no reason for you to go into a marriage or into a relationship with them in the first place, because it's going to come back and hurt you so bad. We will hurt each other every day. Every day. One therapist said something. He said, when couples don't argue, I'm afraid, which is true. When people tell me, oh, we don't argue, everything is fine. Oh, no. One of you is sucking it in. And one day it's going to blow on your face and come back to you so bad. So marriage is about talking it out and settling it and reconnecting again. There must be an agreement. There could be an agreement. It just has to be minimal. And at the end of the day, it should bring you together, especially at the early stage of the marriage. May what will be bigger than you not come your way. That should just be the prayer. But whatever it is, forgiveness needs to happen. At least just for yourself, not even for the other person per se. Forgiving is very important. Test number 10. Test for everything that matters to you. Sometimes what matters to you might be for the person to be rich. What matters to you might be for the person to be jovial. I have a friend, he will say what matters to him at the time he was getting married was because he tells jokes a lot. He's a very funny person. So he wanted a wife who would be able to laugh. And you know what? If people love to laugh, it's because they have a good spirit. And he got a very good wife who loves to laugh. When he tells his joke, people love little things. So ask yourself, what are the things that matters to you? If doing mushy mushy, holding on to the guy being romantic, if it's important to you, test for it, ask for it, and be sure it is what you want. Life is not complicated. We usually complicate it. And we can actually make it easy for ourselves, for the other person. If from the first day we are entering into the friendship before courtship and before marriage, if we are able to clarify and do these litmus tests, number one, yourself, and how selfless are you and the other person. Number two, your self-esteem. How okay are you with embracing who you are, with embracing yourself with self-compassion and that other person? Number three, what vision is this person coming with and what is my own vision? Number four, am I self-differentiated? Do I affect other person's emotion to affect me? Number five, do I pass the test of empathy? Do I show mercy on people easily? Do I feel for other people without necessarily absorbing what they are going through? Number six, do I test my breaking point? Am I able to resolve things fast and easy? Am I able to say this is my breaking point and I'm okay even if this happened? I will still go on in the relationship. Number seven, do I test for respect? Do they respect me everywhere? Do I respect them everywhere just the way they respect me? And number eight, do I test for spirituality? Do I really know if this person is spiritual or if they are actually full of activity? And same with me. And number nine, do I test for forgiveness? Am I able to forgive easily? Because marriage is two forgivers living together. And number 10, do I test for everything that actually matters to me? If money matters to me, do I have the financial capability to take care of myself? And what is my expectation of financial obligation from the other person? If you set the tone from day one, life will be easier in that relationship and in that marriage than you can ever think of. But the problem is we do not communicate these things because we do not even know them. We do not see them as values that we need to establish before we go into that relationship. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you. Bye for now.